Assalamualaikum and hi. Today we are going to present about our assignment.
Hi, my name is Wan Sofia binti Wan Hussein, and today I will explain about question 1. Number 1. Calculate the liquidity ratio of Apple Company. Comment on the liquidity position in 2022 as compared to 2021. Analyze and interpret the company's performance. So generally, liquidity ratio is divided into two, which is current ratio and quick ratio. So let's continue with the current ratio first. The formula for current ratio is current asset divided by current liability. So, for the year 2022, the current ratio of Apple Company is 0.87 times, while in 2021, the current ratio is 1.07 times. So, to analyze and interpret the company performance in 2022, the company's current asset were insufficient to cover its short-term liabilities, and the current ratio was less than 1, which is 0.87 times. This could be cause for concern as it suggests the Apple Company might face liquidity issues and struggle to meet its immediate financial obligation. And in 2021, the current ratio will be 1.07 times, which the Apple Company had a slightly healthier current ratio, indicating that it was in a better position to meet its short-term liabilities, which is short-term asset. Next is the quick ratio. The formula for quick ratio is cash plus marketable securities plus account receivable minus inventory and divides current liability. So, in 2022, the quick ratio for Apple Company is 0.46 times, and in 2021, the quick ratio Apple Company is 0.66, which means Apple Company also faced a decrease in quick ratio. So, to analyze and interpret the company performance, the quick ratio has decreased from 0.66 in 2021 to 0.46 in 2022. A declining quick ratio can be a cause for concern as it suggests a reduction in the company's ability to meet its short-term obligation using its most liquid asset. In addition, a quick ratio below 1 indicates that the Apple Company may have difficulty covering its short-term liabilities, which is current liquid asset. In this case, the quick ratio has been below 1 for both years, which could imply that the Apple Company may not be in a strong liquidity position. In conclusion, the company's liquidity position appeared to have deteriorated from 2021 to 2022. Both the current ratio and quick ratio are below 1 in 2022, which raised concern about the company's short-term liquidity. The company should closely monitor its liquidity management and take steps to improve its short-term financial position, such as reducing short-term liabilities, increasing cash reserve, or improving account receivable collection. Additionally, comparing this ratio to industry benchmark and historical performance can provide further insight into the company liquidity health.
Next question is, suggest 3 factors that affect the current performance of the company. The first one is global economic conditions. Apple's performance may be impacted by economic conditions on a global and local level. The COVID-19 pandemic continued to have an impact on the world economy in 2021 and 2022, causing supply chain disruptions and modifications in consumer behavior. Consumer confidence, currency exchange rates, and economic swings can all have an impact on Apple's sales and profitability. Next is product sales and innovation. Sales of an innovation in Apple's product have a significant impact on its financial performance. The firm kept releasing new products in 2021 and 2022, including the iPhone 13, iPad Pro, MacBook Air with M2 chip and various software updates. The success of these product introductions, as well as Apple's capacity for innovation and staying one step ahead of rivals, will have a big impact on how the company performs. And the last one is regulatory and legal issues. Around the world, Apple is dealing with numerous legal and regulatory issues. This might involve inquiries into possible antitrust violations, privacy issues, and conflicts with rival businesses.
Hi, I'm Nurdiana Safia and I'll be talking about question 2. So the journal that I found which is related on asset management practices is a journal by Jan Horace Variedi Purba, which is from the Management Department of Institut Bisnes dan Informatika Kesatuan Indonesia. So some of the factors that affect the effectiveness of the company in managing its assets is good accounting practices. The company has implemented excellent accounting practices in managing the company's assets. For example, using the return on assets ROA analysis technique, this analysis is done to assess how the company is efficient in managing its assets to produce enough profits within a period of time. So, the ROA analysis for this company is to measure the efficiency of their working capital use, production efficiency, and also sales department efficiency. It shows how well the firm coordinates their resources and also manages their assets. The second factor would be systematic asset classification. So the right classification of assets can play a role in the effectiveness of how the firm manages their assets. The company measures how well the assets can increase the efficiency of the company so that they can maximize their profit. Other than that, systematical planning is very crucial within the company in order to not lose profit. This company also considers the asset reported on the balance sheet in order to think of the best way to manage their assets more effectively. For the next question, which is one of the asset management ratios that I would like to touch on, would be the total assets turnover, which is the higher the asset turnover ratio, the more efficient a company is at generating revenue from its assets. So, two ways to improve the performance company based on the ratio. One is to improve the inventory management. So, the company should replace the inventory often. This is so that the company can increase their sales. For example, using the just-in-time inventory system, which is increasing the efficiency of the business and also increases the total asset turnover of the company. Next, the second way to improve the company's performance is increasing the net sales. So the company has to be able to generate the new revenue streams without making any significant investments. The amount of sales should also increase so that the business does not hold a lot of inventory for a long period of time. That way, the firm can generate a higher total asset turnover. Thus, this will be beneficial towards the company's overall performance and also growth.
Hi, my name is Nur Amera binti Isham. I will present question 3. Question 3 was asked to analyze and interpret the debt and profitability ratios. So, let's explain one by one. So, the first one is debt ratio. In this case, the company debt ratio has decreased. The company debt ratio is lower than the industry average over the past 2 years. This shows that the company has stronger financial accounts compared to its industry peers. The second one is debt to equity ratio. A high debt to equity ratios come with high risk. If the ratio is high, it means that the company grows their financing through borrowing. In this case, the company debt to equity ratios has increased slightly over the past 2 years. This shows that the company relies more on debt financing compared to its industry peers. And the third one is time interest earned. Time interest earned ratio measures the company have ability to cover its interest expenses. In this case, the company time interest earned ratios has increased from 2021 to 2022 and higher than the industry average ratio. This shows that the company has the ability to cover interest expenses. Next, I will explain about gross profit margin and net profit margin for this company. I will talk about gross profit margin first. So, gross profit margin is the revenue minus with the cost of goods sold, which is opening inventory plus purchase and minus with closing inventory. A higher gross profit margin shows better profitability. In this case, the gross profit margin has increased and higher than the industry average. This shows that the company has earned more profits. Next is net profit margin. Net profit margin is the profit after the revenue has deducted all expenses. A higher net profit margin shows better profitability. In this case, the company net profit margin has decreased very little percentage and lower than industry average. This shows that the company has lower profitability compared to industry peers.
So, based on what we studied, we think this company can invest. So there are some reasons why we should invest on this company. First, the debt ratio of the company at the lower percentage. So it is safe for we as investors to invest at 2PM company. Second, 2PM company at a lower risk of bankruptcy. So the investor also at a lower risk of losses. And the last one, why is the 2PM company worth invest is the company has a stable financial position. As we know, the company that have a stable financial position can provide security, reduce stress, and empower you to invest towards both short-term and long-term return.
That's all from us. Thank you.